Hello everyone, welcome back. How is it going? Welcome to another news video where once a fortnight we are going to go through and we're going to look at everything that has been happening in the English language Pokemon TCG. We're going to summarize the stories and see what's coming up. Now this time we've had some cool new products announced, we've had some new promo cards announced, and we've had some events. So lots of stuff to have a look at. Let's get straight into it. Now first off, you'll probably know if you've watched these videos before, I tend not to touch on what's actually happening within card sets, because you know, cards are getting spoiled from sets all the time, and slowly over the course of about a month, we normally build up a picture of an entire set, and it would take a long time for me to cover it on these videos. But one thing that I think is definitely worth mentioning is the big shift in the TCG that we're seeing, which was announced in the Pokemon Direct on Pokemon Day, and that is the return of Mega Pokemon. We got spoiled a Mega Lucario and Mega Gardevoir EX. Now you might remember Megas in the TCG from back in the XY era. These cards are actually pretty different to those. For a start, there is the full word Mega in the name, as opposed to just the M, and that reflects on a lot of different changes in how the cards work and how they're played. The main difference is these cards evolve directly from the previous evolution line. So Mega Gardevoir EX will evolve directly from Curlier, rather than having to evolve into a Gardevoir EX first, and then evolve into a Mega Gardevoir EX. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these over the next year or two in the TCG. Potentially we're going to see every Mega Pokemon available, because there really aren't that many. I mean, I can pretty much guarantee we're going to see the Charizards, because, you know, we're always going to see the Charizards. Probably not in this first set though, probably in set 2. That's what they do. Set 1 of the new blocker of the new type introduces the new thing, and that makes it exciting, and then set 2 is the big Charizard set. Sometimes set 3, as we saw with Obsidian Flame, so probably set 2 or 3 is where we're going to see Mega Charizards. I assume as we get closer to release we'll start to see some different treatments of these, potentially gold versions or special illustration rare versions. Maybe they just kind of do an overhaul and we get something new, but I'm excited to see what they do with it. Alright, on to some product announcements. I guess the first one isn't technically an announcement. The Prismatic Evolutions Super Premium Collection we did know was on its way, and thanks to the ETB booklet, we did already know the promo card for it. The promo card, of course, being one of the special illustration versions of EUIC, the one that was cut from the main set. But we now have seen all of the rest of the stuff that is coming in this box, and wow, does it look good. We have this very, very nice Eevee deck box, a nice plush deck box. I actually think Law already has one of these, because we got one in from Japan. Law also has the Pikachu one that came out a few years ago. We're also going to be getting very, very gorgeous playmat and sleeves featuring Eevee and all of the evolutions. And then, of course, these box sets will come with 15 packs of Prismatic Evolutions. Next up, we have a full new type of deck. This is called a Rival Battle Deck. There's actually 2 of these announced, one for Marnie and one for Steven. These seem to kind of follow on in the trend of things like League Battle Decks, but there's a lot more cool stuff in these than there were in the League Battle Decks. These decks are fronted not only by some EX cards, but also by these gorgeous illustration rares of Steven's Beldum and Marnie's Morpeko. Now, I'm not sure if Pokemon intended to release this next bit of information, but if we look at the images of the backs of the decks that Pokemon release, we can zoom in and we can see that on there, the illustration rares are actually Black Star promos. The EXs are the regular versions from the sets, which may or may not have a different foil type. We'll have to see, obviously, that when it comes out. But because these are illustration rares that are Black Star promos, is a very, very good chance that the illustrations and the artwork is going to be exclusive to this product, and we're not going to get that in the main set. Now, if we look at the deck list as well, you'll see that they do feature 4 copies of Steven's Beldum and 2 copies of Marnie's Morpeko, but my assumption would be that we're going to get 1 illustration rare, and then the other copies are just going to be the regular version from the set. Now, obviously, we'll know that for definite when the decks release, and we'll also know if there are any other variants or anything like that within the decks. And you know, speaking as someone who does end up buying a lot of these League Battle decks for things like a random non-holo variant or something like that, doing it and also getting an exclusive illustration rare feels a lot better than just buying it to get 1 or 2 random non-foils. Final new product announcement. It's just a smaller one. It's just a pair of tins. These are called the Slashing Legend tins. Each one's going to come with 4 or 5 booster packs depending on the style of the tin that you buy, and it's going to come with either a Koraidon or a Zacian EX Black Star promo. Pretty standard release. And all of these products that I've mentioned, the Prismatic Evolution Super Premium Collection, the Stephen and Marnie decks, and these 2 new tins are releasing on May 16th. Next, we're going to take a look at a promo that so far has only been announced for release in Asia. This is Hop's Snorlax and features the Journey Together logo on the card. Now, last video that we did, we saw Hop's Dubwool with the logo on the card, which is going to be the Best Buy release promo in the US. Now, for people who don't know, normally in the US there is a promo for GameStop and a promo for Best Buy. The GameStop one has the GameStop logo, and the Best Buy one just has the set logo. And normally the Best Buy card is only a promo within the US, and then the GameStop promo gets an EB Games version in Australia and New Zealand, and gets a version with the set logo in other places around the world, mainly in Europe. So while we do currently only have this Hop's Snorlax announced for an Asian market release, there is still a chance that this is going to be the promo that becomes the US GameStop promo, the Australia New Zealand EB Games promo, and the set logo promo for Europe. So while this won't be a full worldwide distribution, if it is that, it means that this same card will be available in Asia and Europe, so a little bit more widespread and easier to get. That, of course, is still just a bit of speculation on my part, and we'll know for definite when they actually release. Or at the very least, when GameStop announces the promo over here. Next, we have a couple of event promos to look at. The first is from our old favourite, the Asia Tournament Series. So as you'll know if you've watched my stuff, there are Great Ball and Ultra Ball tournaments happening in Singapore, Philippines, and Malaysia, which hand out English promo cards. Now, all of those tournaments are offset. They're not happening at the same time in different countries. Now, I mentioned earlier that, strangely, we knew the promo for Series 3, or Season 3, sorry, of the Ultra Ball League, because they revealed it being a Journey Together card, even though most countries hadn't even started Season 2 of the Ultra Ball Leagues yet, and we also didn't know Great Ball League Season 3, despite the fact that some countries are already running the events. So the first few tournaments of Great Ball League Season 3 just didn't have promos handed out, and players were told they'd get them at a later date. Now, funnily enough, the websites for those countries, the official tournament sites, still just list the Season 3 Great Ball promo as coming soon, but we do know from some players in the region who started to get them that the card is Terra Orb, features the Great Ball League logo in the same way that all of the others have, and is that very, very nice Cosmos foil. To show how offset these tournaments actually are, Malaysia's Season 3 of the Great Ball League took place half in February and half in March, and is coming to an end, whereas Singapore's Season 2 took place in February, and they're not starting their Season 3 until April. This does mean that the only cards we're waiting to be revealed from Asia for this year are for the Master Ball event, which is their big end-of-year tournament. There's going to be a Players promo, there's going to be a Top 4 promo, and I would guess there's going to be a Judge version of the Players promo, like there was for the Premier Ball Fan Rotom. Malaysia is going to be the first one running this event on April 19th to 20th, so only about 6 weeks out, so my thought would be we'd start to see those promos pretty soon, actually. And last bit of news, we of course have had EUIC since the last one of these videos. It was weird that I knew I was saving the EUIC stuff for this video, but in the last video I had to jam in that Professor's Research screenshot last minute because that was a brand new announcement. But for EUIC itself, I wanted to wait until after the event to make sure I had all of the correct information about cards just in case. But really, it was just what we expected. There was the release of the Buddy Buddy Poffin, which we already knew about because of Latin America. This was, of course, the first English version, but that comes in the player, the staff, the top 8, and the champion version. The seminar that announced those Professor's Researchers gave out copies of Turo's Scenario, which was a card that had been released, I think, first released about a year ago, so there's already plenty of that one around. That isn't a new card. So just the 4 Buddy Buddy Poffins that actually released at EUIC this year. So that's it for this fortnightly video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned some stuff. Personally, very, very excited for those Rivals decks. Very excited to see them going forward. Hopefully this first batch sells well, so it's a theme they continue doing, and we get more decks themed around more characters, which would of course lead to more illustration rares, which is always nice. In regards to those Buddy Buddy Poffins, if I do end up helping David get the champion one and it comes through me before it goes to David, then I'll probably do a video and show that off at some point if I'm able to. Or I guess if not, if David buys it for himself, I'll just hijack his binders next time I'm there and show you guys. But hey, that's it. Again, hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know what products you're excited for. And of course, make sure you join me again for some more videos, more news videos like this, more other Pokemon videos, and some non-Pokemon videos. Who knows? But hey, that's it. I'll see you guys next time.
We would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who chooses to support the DJ Gigabyte channel on Patreon. Join us to help out and get a look behind the scenes.
Thanks for watching. Check out some more videos right here.
And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome Pokemon content from DJ Gigabyte.
Gotta catch 'em all!